This week, George Lucas visited the set of The Mandalorian, and he chats with Star Wars Resistance is Justin Ridge, plus so much more. Big week, huh? Was she a ghost the whole time?
This is the Star Wars Show from the Lucasfilm headquarters in San Francisco. Here's your hosts, Andy and Anthony.
Hello and welcome to the Star Wars Show, a show that is usually hosted by two people, but this week will be hosted by only one. Because, let's get real, everybody needs some time off here and there. Oh, that's her right now. Good luck, chump. Thanks, let's go to the news. The Mandalorian, whose first season is currently in production, had quite the visitor on set last week for executive producer Jon Favreau's birthday. George Lucas popped by to take a couple of photos with the birthday boy, as well as pull in first episode director and executive producer Dave Filoni for another group shot. Eagle-eyed viewers will no doubt be wondering what set they're on, given the accoutrement and tables in the background. Is it a cantina? Is it a Star Wars IHOP with a selection of 4 different space syrups? Who knows? Plus, why is Filoni wearing a baseball hat instead of his trademark Stetson? These are the types of Star Wars questions that keep me up at night and keep me moving the desk. And it keeps director Jon very, very nervous because he hates when the desk winds up off axis with the camera. Yep. He's very stressed right now.
Yep.
Hasbro is introducing a newish set of figures in the Black Series line called the Archive Collection. Think of them as a greatest hits collection of toys featuring new photoreal digital face printing tech and new blister card packaging. The figures include Anakin, Yoda with his cool roommate the Snake, and a Scout Trooper. The Archive Collection will be available spring 2019. I'm just kidding, I'll fix it. Finally this week, Lucasfilm is filled with interesting people doing interesting jobs on interesting projects. And since we're in the building, we decided to go visit one to find out how he put a little bit of himself into Star Wars. Enjoy.
How much acting are you doing in front of a mirror?
It's still a very common practice for animators to have a mirror at their desk. I have one at my desk right now. My name is Matthew Shumway, and I am an animation supervisor at Industrial Light and Magic. Our job on the film is to take care of anything that is digital and moves. It's like a digital puppet. We get handed a character, and then frame by frame, we'll go through and pose the character out until it comes to life and has a performance, and then once the director likes it, it goes down the pipeline and gets finished and put into the movie. I grew up when Disney was kind of having its renaissance of films with Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, and I just fell in love with that process. I love the idea that you can take a drawing and then make it come to life. What's fun about animation is that we are dead center of screen more often than not. And the way we kind of sneak things in is through ourselves and recording reference of ourselves doing something. It's really cool to kind of get your bit into it, and then your collective group puts out this character to the world and he becomes his own. Every shot has a certain amount of reference to it. It's a big part of doing animation. We have an animator acting room here at Industrial Light and Magic that is specifically just for the animators to go in with a camera and perform their scenes. We'll often get together and perform for each other. It's a wonderful reference tool because you can just grab your friends and get the performance you want. You can try different versions, shoot it with your phone, and we use it on almost every shot. Growing up and watching the Star Wars films, I just fell in love with the creatures of Star Wars, and to be able to contribute to that just was a huge bonus for me, and I loved it. And for Solo, there's a character named Rio. I really enjoyed working on him. It was a character that we spent a lot of time developing.
You will never have a deeper sleep than curled up in a Wookiee's lap.
The approach to animation was a little different, too. It wasn't just our typical animation, make it look as real as possible. In Star Wars, you have to interact with some characters that are puppets, some that are digital, and you don't want to have that divide be too much. So we wanted it to look like the most sophisticated puppet that there could be. Like any artist, there's ups and downs, but I have to say with this job, you do feel fortunate to work in a place that allows you to be creative and express yourself in these amazing giant movies to be a part of. So fail a lot and fail with a smile, because you're going to fail a lot along the way. But if it's something that you really want to do and you're passionate about it, stick with it. We all found our way here, so don't be afraid of it, learn from it, and go for it.
Today we have Justin Ridge from Lucasfilm Animation. You are the supervising director on Resistance. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a super fun show that just got going. But you've been with Lucasfilm for a little while now. You started working here all the way back in Clone Wars, through Rebels. Can you tell me a little bit about how you came to be at Lucasfilm?
I started at Nickelodeon right after studying animation at college, and I was on a show called Fatherhood as a character designer and saw some sketches at the photocopier for the show called Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, it's a kind of a rare, show. It's very lost in the ages. But I knew I wanted to get on that show. It looked fantastic. So I submitted my portfolio, made up some fake storyboards because I didn't really have a lot of storyboards back then. And sure enough, became assistant director to Dave Filoni, who was the first director on the show. We were on the very first episode of the series and continued through season 1. And he got the call from George Lucas to go direct on Clone Wars. And I'm like, oh, that's great. See you, Dave. Have a fun time. And I continue through season 2 on Avatar, and he gives me a call. He's like, Padawan, you need to come up here. I'm like, okay, sure, Dave, whatever. He's like, no, seriously, you need to come up here to the ranch and check this out. I brought my portfolio, and one thing led to another, and I actually got onto Clone Wars. I started as a board artist and eventually made my way up to episodic director. The first episode I directed was Rookies, about the clones on the Rishi outpost. That was a great experience, and I kept in touch with Dave Filoni. When Rebels was starting up, he had me help him direct the first 4 shorts, and have just kind of been in the family ever since.
You've worked on all of these different series that have very different looks, very different storytelling styles. How do you switch gears into a new project like that?
For me, I've always found that if you have a solid filmmaking background, then you can adjust and customize, accordingly. I view animation as live action in super slow motion. You're trying to make a product that feels improvised and fresh and in the moment, but it's taken months and months and months to get to that finished product. It's really trying to keep that vision from the very beginning, like, okay, this is the end goal, and let's just keep that vision as strong as possible through all the steps to get to the end product.
Creating something like Resistance, because it's so different than Rebels. You're working with Jedi and the mystical elements of the galaxy and kind of switching gears completely and working with normal people, essentially pilots, and it's a very different type of world. Can you tell me a little bit about developing that story?
It's kind of nice because we're able to tell the slice of life that's happening in a different part of the galaxy than we've seen before. That was the initiative for this show. Let's tell a story about a certain group of characters who are not Force sensitive or any of that, and how the First Order, who is starting to gain momentum with their agenda, how they get affected by them.
What's been like the most fun part about taking that next direction or switching it up?
I think stylistically, it's been a lot of fun to go in a different direction. Clone Wars and Rebels, they have a very distinct look, which is great, and I think it fits that time frame really well. But because we're dealing with closer to Force Awakens, it was a chance for us to try something new. One of the things that's great about Resistance is that not only is it slightly lighter tone, but we still want it to feel grounded in reality. Even though it's a comedy, the stakes are still high, and it still feels like Star Wars. And that was very important to us because we're Star Wars fans. We definitely want this to stay true to the canon and to everything that fans have seen up to this point.
Right, and I think fans kind of see animated things and they're like, oh, it's for kids. This isn't for me. But I've been talking to older fans and they're really having fun with it. How do you strike that balance where it's good for everyone?
Hopefully having strong characters. I really feel like Team Fireball and the Aces and characters that you'll soon meet, they're really interesting. And I think audiences could really invest in them and really go on the journey with them to see what happens, how they're affected by the First Order. So even though it is kind of lighter, they still feel like real people. We want them to feel like real characters who are on this journey that we want audiences to have fun exploring.
Awesome. We can't wait to see how the rest of the season goes. Thanks for coming.
Cool. Thank you.
Since next week is Halloween, and there are no doubt lots of you out there preparing to make kooky, spooky, Star Wars-themed jack-o'-lanterns, we thought it was a good idea to share your creations with the rest of the group during the episode next week. So, slice up your favorite squash, snap a photo, and send it to us using the very good hashtag #PorgGourd, and we'll feature our favorites here next week. Also, if you're low on ideas, head on over to starwars.com/Halloween. We got you covered, fam. Every time I say that, I feel exactly as old as I am. And as always, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and party on, dudes. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you. Do you know who the real Halloween old ghost is? It's this man. We used to have the Yoda fountain say, and much, much more, but the extra much was too much. Andy Gutierrez is healing up in a Bacta tank after fighting a large bird for a sandwich. This is my chance. I can do an entire show by myself. I have to vomit. Share your career. This is like so many lines ahead of me, AJ. This is where I would say something that would make her angry with me. If she doesn't have to show up, why do I have to show up?